All right, we are recording. Welcome, everybody, to our weekly team call for Team Hope and Got Pink Ambassadors. I am super excited about this. So, for those of you that don't know, I am been taking part in Bob Heilig's Legacy Leadership Group, and it's really amazing, even though I'm pretty behind on his, he goes live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and does really great calls, but I'm super behind. But I happened to, right before I was moving to Florida, listen to his lesson on closing with compassion. And I took lots of notes, and I immediately told my leaders, I'm like, you're not going to believe this. It's amazing. It's awesome. I'm going to record something and put it out there. So that was 3 weeks ago. So finally, we're getting it done. And I remember I loved it, but I hadn't gone back and even looked at my notes literally until 30 minutes ago. And I typed them up real quick, and I was like, I should probably remember what. And it really hit home because, as you guys know, I am trying super duper hard to go Senior Ruby this month, and super duper hard to go Emerald in April. And my mind has been totally focused on that. And we all know what happens when we get focused on that, like rank or money, instead of focused on the people. What happens? Our head's not in the right spot, our heart's not in the right spot, and we don't get the results that we want. Or even, I'll just say it, that God wants us to have, that He has planned for us, because we lose focus. I had lost focus. I have been stressed. I have been freaking out. I've got about 400 more points to go in the next 8 days. So I've been freaking out. And then I typed up these notes, and I was like, it doesn't matter. Plus, in case you missed my Facebook post today, the manatee came to visit me. It's not about whatever rank I am at the end of the month, although watch out, because I'm going to be digging really, really hard. But it's about this. It's about this compassion. So with that said, I'm just going to just go over the notes that I wrote down. And if you guys have something to comment, please do. Unmute yourself, because I might be looking at my notes and not looking at you waving at me. And because I'm on my phone, Katie, I can't even see you. So unmute yourself, interrupt me, won't hurt my feelings. What he started with is, in this that we do, and really in any network marketing company, in anything at all in life, it should be about empathy, caring, and compassion. Everything that we do. So again, this training he did was lead with compassion when you're closing. He said legacy leaders care more, and we put ourselves in other people's shoes. So I am willing to bet, besides a few of you that are on this call, and my husband and my mama, nobody cares if I go Senior Ruby this month. So nobody care. So there's that. But here's the thing. I super duper care about helping people get healthy. I really care about more traumatic brain injury survivors that I can help. I really care about all of the depressed, stressed out mamas. I really do. Like, that's what makes me super happy. I don't even look at my points that often. I have this week because I've been focused on the wrong thing, right? Have not been putting myself in other people's shoes. So he talks about setting an impact goal. So we each have our list, right? We have our list of 100. We have our list of 200. I just posted today the list of how to come up with 64 people to reach out to. But what's your impact goal with each of those people? Do you give it any thought? Or do you just look at them as a name and say, what can I say to them to get them to order? I'm going to say mostly number 2. So impact goal. What does that consist of? Why do I care about this prospect? How can I impact them by giving them the gift of my product and or my opportunity? How can I change not only their life, but the lives of their family? How huge is that? What if every single person you reached out to, that's what you thought about? how can I change that person's life? You know, and we have in Plexus our saying, and I think it's patented. What if this changed everything? We truly do have something that can change everything, but are we thinking like life changing when we reach out to people? So your heart and soul really needs to be around. How can you help them? So let me ask you this. If you copy and paste a message to them that you've sent to 5 other people, has that considered the impact goal? Has that considered them at all? Or was that a super fast, easy way for you to reach out to as many people as possible because you wrote down that you were supposed to contact 10 people today? It's going to take more time, but I think our results are going to be way, way bigger. So here's the other thing. When they join, when they try it, let them know that you're going to be there for them through the whole journey, like with compassion, because you know you've already been talking to them about their goals, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But like really connect with them. Let them know that they weren't just another, you know, they're not just 5 more points to you. Like you really care about how can you change their life? How can you help change their family's life? How can you impact huge goals? I listened to another training. I'm just going to throw this in there. It wasn't a part of that, but I don't remember if I talked about it last week or if I just told the girls. Anyway, talked about when she's prospecting people, she says to them, like, if money was no object, where would you live? Where would you have a second home? Would you take vacations? Like, what would your daily life look like if money was no object? Once you really dig into that, people, not once they've been doing this forever and you're trying to dig and find out their why, but before, like when you are finding out how you can impact them and what their goals are, talk just candidly. Hey, what would life look like if money was no object? That's going to help you impact them, and it's going to circle back around to how we care about them if they tell us no. Because, right, we don't stop loving people when they tell us no. We're okay. We just talk and try to change somebody else's life. So make sure that they know how much you care about them. Make sure that they know that if they join you in this business, your goal is to help change their family. Have really meaningful conversations on the front end, not when they stop ordering for 2 months and we're trying to bring them back in. Like, that's not the time. The time is like in the very beginning. Let them know. So he talks about closing to their goals, but we can't close to their goals specifically until we know what their goals are, right? So have you asked them? And you can ask this to a prospect that you're just starting to reconnect with. Like, your life looks amazing. Like, I'm seeing these pictures of your kids. It looks like you have a great job. You're doing all this awesome stuff. Is there anything missing? Is there anything missing in your life? Like, if you're a friend, you care, right? Like, if I look down in the dumps, the faces on this call right now, get on Marco Polo or call me and go, what's going on? What's missing? And people, they've got this face, they've got this image that they want to portray on Facebook or at church or whatever, that everything is fantastic. But sometimes they really just want to be asked, hey, what's going on? Is there anything missing? Is there anything I can help with? Lots of times, you know what a mom's going to tell you? Sleep. What's missing is sleep. Or what's missing? I feel like a crappy mom. I am stressed, I'm exhausted, and I'm snapping at my kids all the time. Okay. You can open up a lot of stuff by asking somebody what's missing, and phrase that to how that fits your personality. Like, that's not a candid. Let's not copy and paste what's missing in your life to the 200 people on our list, right? If you are having a sit-down meeting with them or on the phone, ask them, like, why are you talking? Like, why are we even talking about this? Like, something triggered, something piqued your interest. Why are we sitting here? And then when they have goals, So here's something that I think we probably hear a lot. I see that more time with your kids is important to you. Is what you're doing right now going to get you to your goal of spending more time with them? You know, I have single moms who have talked to me who are excited about the business and then back out and say, you know what, I can't do it. I just don't have the time. I'm working, I'm going to school, I'm a single mom. And it's like, you're doing those things. Is that going to get you more time with your kids? You know, what if there was a chance for us to change that path? You know, do you see in your new future all the things you're doing today? Is that going to lead you to your goal of having more time with your kids? Also, realize this is not for everybody. It's really not. If you are in the Goal Diggers group, which I imagine if you're listening to this replay at all, you are probably in the Goal Diggers group. I shared a video today, so you can hashtag February 20th training, and it is Robin, Rockstar, Rock Your Network Marketing Business. Why am I forgetting her name? Blonde hair. You know who I'm talking about. What'd you say, Deanna? Sarah?
Sarah Robbins.
Sarah Robbins. Thank you. But she just talks about the people, how you prospect and how you bring people into your business and how you think you're supposed to be looking for somebody specific, but there is no mold. There is no perfect person for this business. It has to be somebody who's willing to take ownership of their activity, of their movement, of their business. But they don't have to be people. There's just so many categories we put them in. But there are people that fit every checkbox. Like if we had a checkbox of who would be a diamond in a year, we know people that would fit every category. They don't want to do this. They got no interest. It's not for them. That's okay. He talks about do what your heart and mind is telling you. Oh, so he says this to them. Like when they're sitting down with you or when they're talking to you and then they start waffling and they're like, I don't know. He says, do what your heart and mind is telling you. You already know what you're feeling. If it's yes, let's do it. If it's no, that's totally okay. Like, don't be afraid to tell me, but don't be afraid to jump in. Like if your gut's telling you like, let's do this, let's give it a try. Don't second guess it. Like, let's just do it. If they say no, make sure to take the time to let them know how grateful you are that they took the time to even ask you questions. Like how many people don't even respond to us? They act like they never saw our messages, even though we saw that they saw our messages. If somebody takes the time to ask questions and chat with you about it and still says no, that's okay. Thank them. Thank them for even giving a crap about what you have going on, because that says a lot about how they feel about you. So be grateful that they're taking that time. Here's the other thing. If you did a good job of getting to know their goals on the front end, you will have a lot of reasons to follow up with them. You may read an article that you can send their way and say, hey, I just thought of this. You may see a video, and it doesn't have to be Plexus related. It's just letting them know that you are thinking of them. And because you dug in and you got to know them, like send them stuff. Hey, this reminded me of you. And then in a few weeks or a month, follow up and be like, hey, I know we chatted about, you were having really bad migraines. And we've got some great testimonies about migraines. And when I shared, we talked about, Christy's journey with migraines and how they went away, but then you had some reservations and you didn't give it a try. Have you tried something else? Like, I hate that you're having migraines. Is there something else that's working for you? Because you care, right? Like you reached out to them when they posted about migraines because you care that they have migraines. So let them know that you still care. Hey, is anything working for you yet? Like, I'm here. I'm willing to send a sample if you're interested. If you found something else that's awesome, so happy for you. Here's his final. Yes, Jenny.
There's just an illustration of that. There's a girl that I have had, she and I have been friends for 12 or 13 years now, and she has some pretty big medical stuff, and she's done our 7-day challenge a couple of times and ordered as a customer for a while, and then was told she can't continue. And I still check up on her. She's like, oh, I need to wait to hear from this doctor about this report. And the fact that I ask her for a while, she would be like, you know what, I just can't do the products. And I'm like, I'm not asking about that. I just want to know how you're doing. And so now it's the tentative nature of when people are like, oh, they want to sell me. No, I'm genuinely interested in how you're doing. I want to know if you found some solutions, and people will appreciate that over time. So yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So his final concluding thoughts were, be different than anyone else trying to sell something to them by truly caring about what's best for them. And that's it. People on Facebook are being sold to with every other scroll as they go down their feed. So be different. Like, care about them, care about what's going on with them. And I think we can really just open our hearts up to people. And I think we do a really good job of that. I think some people may not see that, but I think, again, just it goes down to having compassion for everybody around you and truly realizing that what a blessing this is and how it can change people's lives forever. I mean, there is nobody on this call whose lives haven't been changed in one way or another. That's going to impact everything. You know, Tiffany will let you know she is a much better mom. You know, she does not suffer from depression. She has energy. She's not napping. Like, that's life-changing for her children, because you know what? Her kids are now learning how to parent because of the way she's parenting. They're going to learn either way. They're watching, and they're going to learn how to parent by watching you. And when you are a much better, more patient, more kind, more awake, aware, engaged parent, guess what? They will be too. Like, that's generation changing. So do you guys have any questions, any thoughts? Deanna, you always have something to say. Jenny's got something to say.
It makes me excited always, because I think it takes the pressure off sometimes that we put on ourselves to be like, oh, worried about signing people. I need to do this. And it's absolutely appropriate for us to have goals, but it does take some of the edge off to be like, I am being genuinely interested in what I can do to help people. It really makes it so you can not feel like you're in a race to get stuff done, but you're having a service approach to really helping people. So I love that about the way this team works and the way the company encourages that. So that.
Yeah, I love that. Service. It's all about service.
I feel the same. And I've, as you were talking and just telling us about the Clothing with Compassion, it made me reflect on the way that I have approached people before, because I've approached them in all the different ways. And when I have approached someone in a salesy type of way, I don't get good results. I don't feel good. I don't serve them well, and it doesn't end well, usually. When I have found, sometimes I get a second chance to come back around, but when I found that I really ask them the questions, like you said, if they're having migraines, if they're having problems, there are a lot of people that really are getting pushed in all these different directions. And when we really just show that we care about them, and that instead of throwing more products at them or throwing more things at them, when we take the time to really just say, okay, look, what's going on? And I'm happy to help you. Even if just helping is listening to what you're going through. I'm always going to come back with you and tell you that the things that I am doing because they've worked for me, but there isn't ever any pressure. I always feel better. And I know they do too. I think they go away feeling like, you know what? I have a friend. I don't have a salesperson that's trying to sell me something. I have a friend that is helping me. And that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Exactly what Deanna was talking about. There's a gal who I've approached. She's on my dream team, and I've talked to her, and it really could be life-changing for her in so many ways. And she's married right now, but likely to become a single mother here pretty soon, and has the weight of the world on her shoulders. Like, we meet a lot of people, and I started to get to she had asked, and we've met, and she asked again, and it got to the point where I was sending her follow-up messages and she was not responding. She was pulling back a little bit. And I wrote her a message and I said, you know, you need to understand that there's no pressure from me at all. I am here to do whatever I can do to be helpful to you, whether it's this or something else. I love you no matter what. And just give permission to the people to be open and honest. I'm not trying to coerce you. I'm not trying to push you. I've explained that I think it will help in these reasons, and just being transparent in our caring, I think, goes a long way.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, one last thing just to add on to Jenny's. We're just going back and forth here, Jenny. That applies to our why. And we've been told, we've been trained, we have talked about that. But when we share with people the reason why, not the what, not the how they can get better, not what they need to get better, but why we're sharing with them, that authenticity, that sincerity comes through. And so absolutely share with them why. Because then that, like you said, that opens up doors for them to be more real and honest and open with you. And it just continues that friendship. And it's friendship based on whys instead of products. And that makes all the difference.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Well, that, hopefully we didn't go too long. I love that we're getting these calls a little shorter so people have time to watch them. And of course, as always, if you have questions, let us know. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thanks.